Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to another episode of Into the Breach. Now, our Steel Judoka run has been a very weird one so far. It's involved a whole lot of running around and smashing enemies, which is great, but it's also involved a whole lot of not actually killing them, letting them kill each other, and just moving them into the right place, which is very unusual, but has been pretty cool so far. So, we have two options left. We can either go to Rust Beach, or we have to try and destroy some mountains, which might be very difficult, given that basically none of our weapons are very well equipped for that, except for the Siege Mech. The Siege Mech can destroy mountains by shooting the rockets at them, which is not terrible. Or we can go to Razor Bay, where we just have to defend some prototype Renfield bombs, which are items which can be teleported with our gravity mech and pushed around with our other abilities. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head over to Razor Bay and see how this works out for us, because I think that'll be a little bit more reasonable for us than Rust Beach. Let's go check it out, though, and see what happens.
This site holds two warheads designed by temporal physicist Dr. Renfield utilizing your breach technology. RST was deemed the safest place to test them.
Let's get in there then.
That's a lot of bugs.
We got an Alpha Beetle, an Alpha Leaper, a regular Leaper, and a Spider. That's a whole lot of tying all of our units down that I'm not super fond of. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically anywhere we put our units in the spawn, they can tie us down. So this is probably going to be a pretty rough first turn. I'm going to keep our rocket in the back so it can hopefully do something about these guys. And I'm going to put the gravity mech over here too, I think. This might be a pretty rough turn. Let's see what happens. We have a time pod. That's good. That's amazing. That's less so. That's also fine. That's less so. Okay, so far, I'm liking the look of this. Except for the fact that we're tied down here. And where that is placed. I'm tempted to just move here with Prospero to pick up the bomb, or the time pod, because I can send a rocket right here to send the Alpha Leaper into the water and kill this Leaper and push the Spider back and bring him down to 1 HP, which is really nice. And then we can potentially do some shenanigans with our gravity mech here. But the gravity mech's tied down by the Spider, so I don't know about that one. Spiderling egg doesn't actually hurt you, it just locks you down until it turns into a Spiderling. The thing here is, I just don't know what I want to do with the Alpha Beetle, and I don't want to lose the time pod. So, if we use the Judo Mech to pick up the time pod, then we have to use the Gravity Mech in some way to deal with the Alpha Beetle, which is going to be tricky because it can't get there. On the other hand, if I use the Judo Mech, I can flip it this way, so it'll smash the egg for us, and then I can try and do something here with the Gravity Mech to get in the way here, but it's going to make it a lot harder for us to clear out all these guys. So we're kind of in a situation where I don't know exactly what'll happen. I also don't know if we kill the Leaper before it gets into this tile, if it destroys the time pod or not. If it doesn't, then attacking this is super safe. If it dies as it hits the tile and crushes the time pod, then that's not okay. The alternative is we use the Judo Mech to kill the Spiderling egg, flip it that way. We use the Gravity Mech to come here and swap the Alpha Leaper into position where it can hit the Spider, so it'll kill the Spider for us. And then we can use the Siege Mech to try and do something to the Alpha Beetle. But there's not really a good position because we'll still be crushing our time pod. So, I think we need to test something here. We need to test what counts as crushing a time pod. We may need to use our turn reset on this, but if I stand here and fire this rocket, does it crush the time pod? No! That is very good to know. Okay. That is very good to know. Now we can safely flip the Alpha Beetle here so he smashes into the egg without actually disabling ourselves in any significant way. Now I could pull the Spider here too, but that doesn't make a difference. Moving the Spider into the position that we are isn't going to affect what the Alpha Beetle hits. So let's just flip the Alpha Beetle this way. So he's going to take out that egg for us with a whopping 6 damage to 1 health. And apart from that, we should be okay. Let's centralize Chen a little bit more. And do I want to put a shield on something? I should. I can't put the shield on either of the bombs, which is what I was hoping for. So instead, I'm going to throw a shield on the Judo mech and on that one building. Alright, let us end our turn then. Okay. They have a Shell Scion. They've webbed our teleporting mech again. Okay, how do we want to deal with this one? I'd really like to kill this guy. And I could do the same trick again I did last time. I could move the siege mech here and rocket the egg, the spider, and the Shell Scion. But in order for that to work, I'd have to put the Judo mech here to pick up the time pod, because it won't kill him first. And then I can't do anything to the Alpha Scarab. So that's less good. Now, this guy's also a bit of a pickle here. I can Judo mech flip him over to there so he hits nothing, and he's in a pretty inconvenient place. But we kind of need to start killing some of these other enemies on the map, otherwise they're going to get out of hand in a hurry. If we were to free ourselves with a rocket attack... If we were to put the Judo mech here, then that rocket attack kills all 3 of them, because it does enough damage off the Shell Scion to kill it when it bounces it this way. Only problem is, because it kills the Shell Scion at the same time, it probably will not kill the spider. Then I can use the Gravity Mech to swap the Alpha Beetle out the way so it hits nothing, but then I can't do anything about the Alpha Scarab. So right now, we're basically in a situation where I can easily stop one of these 2 things and everything else, but it's a little bit tricky to stop both of them and everything else. I can use the Judo mech to flip him out of the way here so he misses, but then I can't easily kill the spider and the egg and the Shell Scion. And I can do the same thing with the Alpha Beetle. I can flip him out of the way here, but any position that doesn't put the Judo mech here makes it a lot harder to kill the rest of these guys. Is there another alternative maneuver that doesn't destroy our time pod and kills everything else? If I were to attack this shot, does it do? No, it does no damage because the Scion isn't dead. If I were to put him here, though, and then fire this, it still does 0 damage. Okay. So because of the way the damage armor protects him, it doesn't hurt him because the Shell Scion is still alive at the time. This spider is really irritating. The fact that we can't ever use our teleporter mech the way we like to is really putting a hamper on our ability to do this properly. So... I could move the siege mech to here. Rocket the Alpha Beetle over 1 so it hits nothing. Use the Judo mech here and flip him that way so it does nothing. But then we're not killing anything, and that's not okay. I think if we want to be able to maybe not get wrecked here, what we really have to do is put the Judo mech here, rocket the spider. It still doesn't kill it, which... that makes that plan not as good either, because it doesn't die. Man, this one's rough right now. I can swap the spider anywhere I want. I can swap him to here, no problem. But that doesn't do anything useful for us, because the spider isn't going to be attacked by anything. This egg just hatches. I could fire here instead, which would push the Shell Scion in the middle, blocking the spawn, and push the Alpha Scarab back so it'll miss. But I would then need to put the Judo mech here if I don't want to lose the time pod, which I don't want to lose because that's more power, which we pretty badly need. That time pod is in a terrible place. Alternatively, I could fire the... No, because that'll kill that bomb. I was going to say, I could fire the rocket right here, but that isn't actually very good. Okay, then. How do we want to handle this? I can't shield any of the bombs because I'm locked down in exactly between them all. I can't put a shield on any of the buildings that are being damaged because they're also not in line with me. I could put the Judo mech here, flip the shell scion to there, stand in front, which doesn't actually help that building, and rocket on top of the Judo mech to kill the shell scion, push this guy back, and then his attack would hit the Judo mech and deal no damage, which isn't awful. The spider still lives, though, and I can't do anything about the alpha beetle because I'm still stuck in place that way. So far, the acid tank has just not been super useful. I don't know if it's because it's actually not very good, or just because I can't afford to ever have a turn to send it out when I need to. Now, what we could do is something like... No, because anything I put in the way here still gets smashed into that building. So that doesn't protect it. I think we have to rely on a 21% grid defense here. I don't think there's a better way. As much as I would like to, I think this play, weird though it is our best chance of dealing with the most enemies. With the minimum amount of damage. It's not great, but it'll have to do. Hopefully we'll get our 21% grid defense happening here so we don't lose out completely. But sadly, there's not a whole lot else I think I can see here to help us get out of trouble. So we're going to take what we can and go from there. Incoming pain on our citizens. Yeah, there they go. It sucks, but I think it's still the best maneuver for us. Now, are you gonna... Okay, I was gonna say, you're gonna pin down our guy again? No. And this is actually fine, because I can leave the... If I just move the siege mech out the way, the alpha beetle kills the alpha scarab for me. So that's pretty handy. Now... The rest of this is also pretty good. I can use the gravity mech to swap the beetle, so the beetle kills the spider for us. That's not bad. Or if I can kill the spider first, I can make the beetle go straight into the water. If I move the siege mech to here, fire my rocket on the bomb, it kills the egg, kills the beetle, and then I can swap it so it charges through. All I'd have to do then is deal with the alpha scarab, which I can do by moving here and flipping him backwards. Yeah, I think that's going to be the maneuver here. I can just move you out of the way first so I don't accidentally hurt you. Fire right over the bomb. Finally kill that spider. And flip him into the smoke. There we go. Okay, we're kind of coming back now. It sucks that we had to lose that building, but these are the prices of victory sometimes. I'm gonna move you over one more. There we go. Second beetle goes into the water. You have a firefly spawn in. Okay, well, this shouldn't be too hard to stop. The alpha beetle here is a little bit inconvenient. I can't quite teleport him where I want to. I want to teleport him so he kills the firefly for us. But I can just flip him so he kills the firefly for us, and that's pretty good too. Now, let's start with that then. There we go. The alpha scarab still needs to die. Actually, could have him kill the alpha scarab instead. It's more experience for us. That might be better. So if I move here and teleport the alpha scarab into this position, the alpha beetle kills him. And that gets us 1 more XP. Alright, let's do it that way then. There we go. Now that guy's gonna get mushed. And for the final attack, does it matter? I think not. There we go. Alright, let's end our turn then, and we managed it, even though it was a little bit less finesse than we might otherwise have liked. There we go. I'm annoyed about that one building that we lost, but I don't see a more efficient way that doesn't let us get wildly out of control for the last turn. Because we probably could have done it, but if we did, we would have had so many more enemies left alive. And that just, it's not okay. Okay, so...
Excellent. Both prototypes survived intact. I can order Renfield and his team to move on to stage 2.
We protected the time pod also, so hopefully we get something good out of that. Ah, we get Bethany Jones and a reactor core. Bethany, we're probably not going to keep you, but welcome to the team anyway. Time to go take on the corporate HQ. Now, we do still have Isabel Singh in here in the gravity mech. I could swap it for Bethany, but I actually kind of like these abilities more than a shield and a move. Yeah. That reactor core in particular is quite valuable right now, so I think we're going to leave that as it is. Now, what do I want to spend this additional reactor power on? Because we have one more than I was anticipating having at this point. We have a lot of different things we can put it into. Getting additional damage on the siege mech might be pretty nice. I'm not really concerned here. I might put it into the move on the gravity mech, though. That might be worth having. The Vec hormones are fine. Vice Fist is weak. I'd love to start getting up to that 3, but we're about to do a boss fight, which should maybe give us enough power to jump straight to that. I think we're going to put the movement on the gravity mech, because being able to get around to use that additional range more is good. And I mean, I know we're going to get one if we put Bethany in there, but I quite like having the additional tankiness over just having the additional shield. I think it's fine this way. Although, the shield does make you immune to environmental effects. So if we were to put her in there, we'd be able to move around a little bit differently, stand on fires and things like that without affecting ourselves. That might be worth it. Losing the reactor power would suck. We'd have to put a power back in immediately. But it might be worth it. Alright, let's do it. Let's put Bethany in there. I don't know if it's necessarily a good idea, but we're going to do it. We're going to put another power in here right off the bat and power up to get the additional range on the teleporter. And that's probably better. We'll deal with it either way. Okay. Time to go fight against the corporate HQ, so let's get down there and do it. We have to destroy the Hornet leader and protect the corporate tower. Let's see what happens here. That last mission was tough already.
A Vec monstrosity is assaulting our tower. We have to rely on you this final time to help us.
Well, we got a big pond in the middle. Hopefully a lot of guys are going to go in there. Now, I think we're going to start our Judomech in the pond. I don't know if that matters much. This Shell Scion is a problem, though, and that's going to need to be dealt with pronto. Let's put you over here, and we'll put the teleport mech on the side, maybe? Don't really know where I want to put them. The spider is going to be a problem no matter what, but we're going to have to see what happens here. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Let's confirm and we'll see what happens. Alright, Alpha Hornet comes in, goes straight for the big attack. Yep, Spider immediately pins down our Judo mech, which I kind of expected, but was hoping wouldn't happen. Now, if I move this guy here, does he instantly kill the Hornet Leader? He might. I can't get him that far, though, which is unfortunate. We need 7 movement to get there. Okay, let's see here. If I push him back 1, though, then I can swap him to here, and that takes care of both of the actual attacks this turn. So if I can... I can't. If I could attack this tile in any way, then I'd be able to push him back into a better position, but I can't actually do that. What I may need to do instead... Yes. Okay, what we need to do... What I'm seeing here is we hit this with a rocket. That frees up the Judo mech to move here. Actually, I don't even have to do that. It's only if it doesn't kill him that it's a problem. How much health does he have? He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means this attack would kill him, except that there's a Shell Scion here. So if I can kill the Shell Scion this turn, then I can instantly kill the Hornet Leader with an attack from their own allies. But if I can't do that, he has to be at least here before I can safely swap him this way. Otherwise, his 3 attack hits this building. Interesting. Now, I could... I can't even get through to here to kill the spider. As I say, I could hit a shot behind the spider to push him into the water to remove him, but that's not actually going to work here. The alternative is that I kill the spiderling egg right now with a rocket. I flip him over to here with the Judo mech so that he is no longer attacking anything important this turn. And then I put a shield on those buildings, or I come stand here and swap the spider in the way. That way we at least kill the spider. I think that's probably going to be what we have to do here. I don't know if I like it very much. Yeah, we stand in the way, we use the shield. No, we don't use the shield at all. We swap them so that he kills the spider. That way we don't have to deal with these eggs anymore, which is going to make it a lot easier for us to maneuver around in future turns. Yeah, I think that's what we have to do. Now, the alternative would be to just hit him with a rocket and slide him over one. And use the Judo mech to kill the egg. I don't think it matters. It's the same amount of damage either way. Our team does not actually deal a lot of damage. Most of our damage comes from doing things like this. So I think we will take that. I actually want him to be closer to the middle, so this is probably going to be better for us. Let's fire a rocket here. And Judo flip the boss. Oh, he takes no damage at all because of the armor, right? We really need to kill this thing. Ugh, okay. Well, that's fine. We're in a pretty decent spot for now. We're going to use our reposition to move over 1 and then turn. There we go. Even with the armor, it's not enough to save him. Ooh, we have a big charger now. That might be quite good. For us, I mean. No, he's going to charge here. Yeah. Okay, well, we can still use a teleporter swap here to pull this guy in front. The Alpha Firefly is going to be a problem, though, because the Alpha Firefly still attacks second, which means I can't just swap him there and use that to try and kill him, even if I kill the Shell Scion first. How do we do this, then? Because right now, all of these guys are basically a problem in some way, shape, or form. And I can't kill any of them because the Shell Scion is still alive. Now, what I could do is swap the Scarab back, but his damage isn't enough to kill the Shell Scion, so that's not actually worth it. We can use the Judo mech to flip the Hornet to there. We could use an attack from the siege mech to push them out of the way and them out of the way, which would cause him to attack the Alpha Beetle. But I kind of need to use the gravity mech to swap the Alpha Beetle to an early grave, because I can do that pretty easy. I just make him go into the water. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna do. It's not incredible. The fact that we... Hang on, does this still not kill the Shell Scion? We need that Shell Scion to die. There's gotta be some way we can make that happen here. Because if we can't kill the Shell Scion, we basically have no way to kill anything. We can easily kill the Alpha Beetle by launching him into the water, but that's all we have right now. Okay, what else can we do to the Shell Scion? We have nothing that does 2 damage by default. And I think if I dedicate any more power to this, then we lose the ability to actually protect our other buildings. So as much as I dislike this, we're going to keep disabling the heck out of our opponents, but not actually killing them. Because this does no damage to anybody. Man, that sucks. Now, our shield protects us here, so it's fine that we're getting hit. It's only 1 damage anyway. But this way we get rid of at least 1 enemy. It doesn't block the spawn because he moves before it happens. But I think we'll have to go with this for now. We really need to kill this Shell Scion next turn, so I'm positioning myself beside it so we can hopefully bounce it off ourselves. Let's end turn and see what happens. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, how are we gonna handle this now? The Firefly here shouldn't be a problem. I think we kill the Shell Scion with the rocket. I think we just basically have to do that. These guys are both attacking us, which means they're not attacking anything important. So if we do this, we start by killing the Shell Scion with a rocket. It hurts us, but we can actually attack things now. I really feel like I should maybe put the acid tank on the Judo mech, because we just can't use it on the siege mech. We can't ever get time to be able to pull it out and actually attack with it. We can kill the Scarab if we just switch places with the Firefly. Or rather, yeah, we can kill the Scarab if we switch it in front of the Firefly, is what I was trying to say there. The boss here, the Hornet Leader, would now die to one of these attacks. But we can't afford to let it attack those buildings, so I think we're going to tank a shot here by flipping it this way. Because that way, it will attack 1, 2, 3 without hitting a building. This guy automatically misses. It's not great, but it doesn't do a lot of damage to us either, so it'll do. And then we're going to use Bethany's teleport swap to kill the Scarab and put her in the middle of the map so she can get around and actually disable more of these guys, potentially kill this Hornet Leader, because we literally have 1 turn left to kill him, which means we have to kill him with a Firefly attack, which is going to make this tricky. I'm actually fine with your position there, Chen. So let's end the turn. We have to kill the corporate leader. We have to kill the Hornet Leader this turn. Alright, that's not a good set of moves, except for the fact that this one kills the Hornet Leader. So that's actually incredible. Here I was, thinking we're in trouble, but that's actually amazing. Now this guy needs to get moved out of the way, because otherwise he's going to hit the corporate tower, but we actually have it here. We can do this. All we have to do We have a reset if we need it. We swap the boss in the way. It now dies to this attack. It's the last action on the turn is going to kill the boss. We're going to get smacked down to 1 HP, but that's fine. We have enough health to tank it. We use the Judo mech here to flip this guy over, so he attacks the mountain instead. And we push this guy over one so he kills this guy for us. Because as it stands right now, we take 2 damage on our gravity mech. This guy breaks the mountain. This guy kills him for us. This guy kills the boss. Man, what a turn that was. There goes the mountain. There goes the bug. There goes the boss. Man, Steel Judoka is such a weird team. Such a weird team. I must admit, that was an impressive performance. We'll rest easier knowing that VEC monstrosity no longer infects our island. Alright, perfect island, 10 stars, and 1,500 civilians protected. We will take it. You completed every mission on RST despite the odds. You've earned my respect, Steel Judoka, and everything else we can offer. We got Henry Kwan here. We got the Rocket Fist. We got the Overpower Grid option. Not bad. I think we're gonna take the Pilot as always. This is a Prime class weapon that's kind of neat, but it's still... it goes up to 4 damage though. That might actually be worth it. I really don't want to take that. We maybe should, though. The rocket means we have a ranged option, but we can't take another weapon, though. As it stands, I'd have to swap the VEC hormones onto somebody else, and I guess I could put those on our science mech again. But then I wouldn't have anywhere near enough power to actually use this thing. Because I need that VEC damage. That's basically how we are fighting right now. So if I do invest in this, then we can't use it. I don't know. I don't think this is a good choice. Because it would take at least 3 power to be able to get the advantage we need out of it, and it's still only 2 damage then. What if we wait? Oh, I can't see the store until I finish the reputation reward. Ah, I had a feeling that wouldn't be the case, but that's nasty. Because we have a ton of power in here that I can put into the fist so I can launch it so that we have a ranged option with the Judo mech, but the Judo mech has potentially 6 movement here if we put another power into it. It can get anywhere it needs to. The problem is the ability to actually maneuver around, so the Vice Fist gets around that, but it means you knock yourself back into things. I could get rid of the acid tank, because we never actually used it. I feel like it's a really useful thing, but we just have never been able to make use of it, and I don't know if that's just because I'm not good at taking the incentive with it, or what. Or we could switch off the shield projector, but then we don't have the power. It might be the acid tank that goes here. We might swap the VEC hormones back onto this guy for the acid tank. We'll need to put 2 more power into him to get it back up to full power, which means it's going to take at least half of our level up here, because we're going to get 4 probably out of 12 resources. We spent 2 on this too, which means we wasted a lot of power there. But I wanted to try it, but it was never the right move. And we need the extra 3 damage there. Vice Fist doesn't need anything else. It's a good maneuverability option that we've been using a lot. But having an ability to shoot something is probably still better. I really want Henry because we can use him as a better resource here, but I think we have to take the Rocket Fist in case we don't get any other Prime weapons. We need something else on that Prime mech for when it can't do the Judo flip thing. Let's grab it and see what happens. I'm not convinced this is the right move, but I can't in good conscience take Henry in case we don't get another prime weapon for him. That sucks, man. What do we have here? We have the electric whips. We have the flame shielding, where all mechs are immune to fire. We have the frost beam. Excuse me. And we have the confuse shot. Well, I'm kind of glad I picked up the fist here. The electric whip is really powerful as far as chaining lots of enemies at once, but that's not the kind of build that we have, so it wouldn't really work for us. At least the rocket fist gives us the ability to hit something at distance. Man, I don't know. I think we're just gonna spend a whole bunch of resources here, buy a bunch of reactor cores, and swap out a bunch of our old stuff so we can get as many as we can. Because right now, we're gonna need at least 3. At least 4, rather. We're going to sell probably both of our backup pilots here. No, I'll sell one in the gravity well, if I still have that. And the... I don't want to sell the acid tank. I don't want to not use the acid tank. I tried to give it a chance here, but I just don't think it's going to work for us. I don't enjoy having to do this, but I think it's the way we have to go. And then you can put your power into this and rocket and 1 extra move. So right now it doesn't do a lot of damage yet, but we can upgrade it to do more damage if we put 1 more power into it. But I still need to put 2 more power into Chen's VEC hormones, because we need that at full power. So back to the spend reputation menu. We're going to sell a pilot and the gravity well. We'll sell Jill Chavez and the gravity well item. We're going to go back and buy another power cell. I don't have quite enough stuff to sell to get another power cell, so I'm not going to worry about it. We'll hold on to the rest for later. And we're going to put the remaining power, put 2 into Chen to max out the VEC hormones. And we put at least 1 into Prospero for the extra damage. Maybe 2, so we get the full-on damage effect there. So we have a 4 damage wallop if we need one. The fact that it has the rocket effect is pretty good, too. That means we have a ranged option with him. We maybe don't want the 6 damage, so we might want to put some extra health on Chen. We're really pumping a lot of power into Chen. Right now, though, Bethany has the max teleporter range and the shield projector, which is arguably not great, but is an out. If we get in a position that we can't otherwise fix, we can use the shield projector to potentially fix it. So I'm tempted to keep it, even though... I don't know. The argument here is either do we keep the VEC hormones on Chen, or do we put the acid tank back and take the shield projector off Bethany? I'm not very good at using the shield projector overall. I often miss opportunities where I'm not using the teleporter to use the shield projector, but the teleporter is so vital that we have to use it almost every turn anyway, so I don't think we're going to have more options to use the acid tank if it was here or if it was there, because we're always needing to push things for this whole team to work. So I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to leave it like that. We're going to put 2 more into Prospero. Or 1 more to Prospero for now. Yeah, 1 more into Prospero for now for the extra damage. And I'm going to put 1 more into Chen for the extra health. And we will see what happens here. Alright, folks. I know there's a lot of shopping at the end there, but that kind of strategy is actually really important, because if you don't wind up with the right kind of stuff on your mechs, or the right things on the wrong mechs, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. As it stands, though, we've completed 3 islands in reverse order, and are about to take on Archive Incorporated last, which we've never done before. We're also going to have some serious problems here, I think, because this one involves a burrower, which we can't maneuver. So that's gonna suck. I have a feeling it's gonna suck a lot. But let's go deal with it, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it won't be quite as bad as I'm imagining it'll be. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.